Hey Elitistans, welcome to Fashion Elite TV. It's your girl Akilah Yaas, and we're at the Bloom Fashion Show. And of course, I have the woman of the hour, Aliyah with Jourali Studios. Hello, Aliyah, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing really good.
So how you feeling?
I'm nervous,
Okay.
but as we all should be.
Right.
But I'm really excited to see everything come together. So.
Okay, beautiful. Well, I know you're a busy woman, so we're gonna get right into it. Okay, so the first question I have for you: if you had to describe the Bloom woman in 3 words, what would they be?
Resilient, brave, and strong. I think those would be like the strongest words for them.
In your everyday life, what's the number 1 word that you try to lean on out of those 3?
Probably resilience, because I feel like with life be lifing.
Yeah.
And every time you turn a corner, you have no idea what's gonna happen. And so to be able to bounce back from those situations or hard seasons, that's what makes you to be able to bloom.
You talked about resilience. So with this being the 4th annual show, what's probably the biggest unexpected setback or just hiccup that you just did not expect?
Honestly, it's not even like one thing. I would say it's the entire economy.
Yeah.
Because when you put on fashion shows, a lot of times they are pretty pricey. One thing about Jourali Studios, we try to make things affordable and give people experiences that they usually don't get to experience. So the fact that the economy is kind of all over the place, that through some sponsorships and just different things through a whole, but we were able to bounce back from that.
Yeah.
So it's still about, even with the economy, we still want to provide people with memories, but how do we shift and pivot to where people are still able to afford and, able to enjoy themselves. Yeah, I think that's been the biggest thing.
Right. And kudos to you. I just want to give you your flowers because this is a beautiful setup.
Thank you.
So listen.
TikTok University.
Yeah. We love that. We've been talking about resilience and challenges. Perfect segue for my next question. What was the biggest challenge you had with actually designing the looks for this collection?
The biggest challenge was designing.
Yeah.
So being a fashion show producer, a lot of times they only wear one hat. So to produce a show, and then I'm a mom.
Yeah.
And I have my kids and just different things. It's really hard to be able to balance all of it. So I think this time around it was a lot different because the first few shows were a lot smaller scaled.
Okay.
But as we're growing, it's okay, I'm really producing this. This ain't no little. And so I think I had to keep switching hats. That was the hardest part, was just being able to switch back and forth, because when I'm in creative mode, I'm in creative mode. But when I'm in business mode, so it was just that was my biggest challenge this time, was actually just focusing on creating. But I'm also thinking about how I want my drapes, how I want the arrangements. So, but we were able to overcome it, but it was just definitely hard to balance at first. So.
Yeah, no, you make a great point, just because as a creative, a lot of people don't even think about the business part.
Exactly.
But it's so much that goes into it.
The hair, the makeup, the everything, the lighting. You have to think, and of course you get team members to help with that.
Right.
But a lot of times it's just you're having to come up with everything first.
Right.
And then finding the people to fill in those gaps.
Absolutely.
And then now I got to design a collection on top of that.
Right.
And it's oh my God, my brain. So, but yeah, that was my challenge this time for sure.
Okay, well on the flip, what was the most rewarding thing?
I guess we're going to see tonight.
Okay.
We're going to see it all
Don't you
pay
say
off.
TBD.
TBD. Well, we'll come back to it. But I think just seeing it, even now, just seeing the decor, just starting from my first show, it was just a circle, little runway. I had no decorations in here, some flyers, some posters, and that was it. Every year it's been getting bigger and better. I think that's the most rewarding, even if I haven't slept in 2 days.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and just to see the result, that's the biggest thing, and that's a beautiful thing. So here at Fashion Elite TV, I always give my Elitistans the sneak peek, the front row seat, the exclusive, right? So I want to ask you, is there a standout piece in this collection that feels the most personal to you?
One that's made out of liquid organza, which is similar to this one, but this one's a little bit more transparent. That organza isn't transparent, but that one it's a liquid organza, it's gold, and that just feels like when I finally bloomed. I think that one's a gorgeous piece. And then last night, I just so happened to not sleep. And so I sewed this really bomb skirt, and it has ruffling in it, and it's all black. So I think it's really funny because it's completely contrast. Black is like, you know, you're going through your hard seasons, and then the gold is like you finally coming out. So those are my two favorite pieces. So the first and the last.
Okay.
So
what do you want to tell people out there who may be juggling a lot, like you said, wearing multiple hats, who are trying to bloom right now in this season? What do you have?
My biggest thing, I'm always gonna point you back to God, baby. Yeah,
Amen.
I'm gonna point you back to God. I feel like if you don't have a center or something holding you together, you're always gonna be all over the place.
Yeah.
And even with God, sometimes I don't put my worries, I don't give it over to him. So I'm still stressing myself out, you know? But when I take a step back, I pray, I just give myself a second to really just think it out. It's a peace that comes over you, and you're able to do a lot more when you slow down.
Yeah.
But when you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and this, it starts to become overwhelming. And so for me, I think me taking the time to just pray and be like, okay, God, what you want me to do? Do you want me to do this? Do you not? And just waiting, and even journaling. Like when I journal, that's another way I talk to God too.
Absolutely.
And I feel like getting my thoughts on paper and just having that, you know, intimacy with him, that just changes. And I come out of that room or that closet and I'm at peace. And I'm like, okay, I got this. I can do this. But without that, girl, I be... You know how I be all over the place. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, that's beautiful. Well, Aliyah, since you heard it here first, thank you so much.